In 1851, the German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, a man known for his profound pessimism and solitude, wrote a short parable that perfectly diagnoses the tragedy of the human condition. He imagined a group of hedgehogs on a cold winter night. To avoid freezing to death, they huddled close together to share their body heat. But as they moved closer, they felt the pain of each other's quills. The pain forced them to drift apart. But then the cold returned. They were caught in a cycle of misery, driven together by need, driven apart by pain.
This is the hedgehog's dilemma. It is the fundamental paradox of intimacy. We are social animals. Biologically, we crave connection. We crave warmth. We die in isolation. But we are also individuals with sharp edges, our traumas, our egos, our fears, and our neuroses. When we get too close to another human being, we inevitably prick them, and they prick us.
So, what is the solution? Do we accept the freezing cold of loneliness to remain safe, or do we accept the bleeding wounds of intimacy to remain warm? In this dossier, we will dissect the psychology of distance. We will analyze attachment theory, the science of why you push people away or cling too tight. We will explore the concept of liquid love and the modern plague of situationships. And we will show you how to find the middle distance, the only place where love is possible without injury. Welcome to Umbra Decode. Mind the spikes.
To understand why we hurt each other, we must ask, why do we have quills? A baby is born without them. A baby is soft, open, and defenseless. The quills are acquired armor. In the 1970s, psychologist Mary Ainsworth conducted the strange situation experiment. She watched how infants reacted when their mothers left the room and then returned. She discovered that your love style is actually a survival strategy you developed before you could speak. If your needs were met inconsistently, sometimes love, sometimes neglect, you developed anxious attachment. You learned that you must scream, cry, and cling to get attention. Your quill is a hook. It digs into people so they cannot leave you. If your needs were rejected, if you were punished for crying, you developed avoidant attachment. You learned that needing people is dangerous. You learned to self-soothe. Your quill is a shield. You push people away before they can hurt you. You call this personality. You call it strength. But in a relationship, these defenses become weapons. When your partner asks for vulnerability, your spike says, "No, that's dangerous." When they ask for space, your hook says, "No, they are abandoning me." You are not hurting them because you hate them. You are hurting them because you are a terrified child trying to survive the winter. Nature plays a cruel joke on the hedgehog. The anxious and the avoidant are magnetically attracted to each other. Freud would call this repetition compulsion. We seek out the familiar trauma. The anxious person seeks a distant partner to validate their fear of abandonment. The avoidant person seeks a clingy partner to validate their fear of engulfment. This creates the chaser-runner dynamic. The anxious person, the chaser, moves in for warmth. The avoidant person, the runner, feels the prick of the quill, the loss of autonomy, and pulls back. The chaser panics. Their cortisol spikes. They text more. They call more. They demand reassurance. Why are you pulling away? This confirms the runner's worst fear. They are trying to control me, so they run faster. It is a biological mismatch. The anxious system hyperactivates under stress. They need closeness to calm down. The avoidant system deactivates under stress. They need solitude to calm down. One is screaming for water. The other is drowning. They trigger each other's survival instincts perfectly. Schopenhauer's hedgehogs aren't just poking each other, they are tearing each other apart. In the 21st century, we tried to hack the dilemma. Sociologist Zygmunt Bauman coined the term liquid love. He argued that in the modern world, we view relationships not as bonds, but as goods to be consumed. We decided, if intimacy hurts, let's just have the warmth without the commitment. Let's have the body without the soul.
This gave birth to the situationship, a relationship with no label, no future, and no security. We try to remove the quills by removing the stakes, but biology does not respect your modern labels. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical, is released during intimacy regardless of your casual status. One person always bonds. One person always bleeds.
We have created a culture of pathological independence. We are so terrified of dependency that we treat partners like disposable objects. This is not freedom. This is market-based isolation. We are freezing to death, surrounded by people we are too afraid to hold. Ghosting is the ultimate avoidant move, disappearing into the cold without a word, leaving the other person questioning their reality.
Why is the avoidant hedgehog so afraid of the warmth? It is the fear of enmeshment. Schopenhauer noted that when the hedgehogs huddled too close, they lost their freedom of movement. Deep intimacy requires a partial death of the ego. You have to compromise. You have to consider another person's reality. You lose your absolute autonomy.
For the independent soul, this feels like a cage. They equate love with suffocation. They have a subconscious belief, if I get close to you, I will cease to exist. So they sabotage the relationship the moment it gets good. They pick a fight. They cheat. They withdraw. They are not bad people. They are just hedgehogs who panicked because they couldn't move their legs. Schopenhauer offered a solution. He called it politeness and good manners. In psychological terms, we call this boundaries. The solution is to find the middle distance. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke described love not as merging, but as two solitudes that protect and border and greet each other.
This is interdependence. You must accept that you cannot merge completely with another human being. You must accept that there will always be a gap. Love is not about closing the gap completely. Love is about building a bridge across it. The anxious partner must learn to self-soothe, pull back. The avoidant partner must learn to communicate, lean in. The goal is not perfect intimacy. That is a myth. The goal is manageable pain. Find someone whose quills you can tolerate and who can tolerate yours, and stay just close enough to keep the winter at bay, but far enough to keep your soul. To understand the architecture of the heart, subscribe to Umbra Decode. Stay warm, but stay safe.